Hi everyone, I'm Ishan. I hope you all are doing well. So I will be having a call with CA Ishita Jain today. And if I have to tell you guys about Ishita, she has diverse experience, I would say. She has done a lot of things in the CA field itself. She has done practice, I worked with Big Four, Big Ten, corporate, and currently she's working with top 10 firm of the US in the United States itself. And one can definitely have great insights from her. So we have CA Ishita Jain with us.
Hi Ishita, how are you?
Hi, Ishan. I'm good. How are you?
I'm also doing good. First of all, thank you so much for accepting my request to have this podcast. I know you are traveling and you're in the US, but since I wanted to do this earlier, and thank you so much for accepting this at a very short notice. So let's start with this thing. So
Yeah.
since I have seen your journey very closely, and I know you are quite academically sound and have done different things and achieved multiple things. But let's start with the start. The way you start CA journey. I know your father is a very successful chartered accountant, and you also choose this as a career, CA as a career. And my first question will also be going to be a controversial question. So, did you choose CA by yourself, or is it imposed to you?
Ishan, you're asking a question that you know an answer to already. But just for the sake of this whole thing, I'll let you know that no, CA was never my career choice. I did not choose it for myself.
Mhm.
I wanted to be a lawyer, but apparently life had some other plans for me.
Mhm.
So here I am. No complaint, no questions. It is what it is.
Right, right. How does it feel like being a daughter of a chartered accountant? Like you are like in your childhood, you are going to office of a CA and you're seeing like debit, credit. You know these things from your childhood. Like me, I chose CA, but I get to know about these things very late in life. And in your childhood, you are going to your father's office and doing accounting entries, and like you have a lot of experience in that sense. So how does it feels like? Like I can't even imagine, but just want to know from you, like how does it feels like?
Hmm. Well, to answer your question, I started working with my dad when he had a major accident and he could not, go to his
Uh,
practice when I was in 12th standard. So that's how I
uh,
started working with him. So
mhm,
it was a early start for myself. I agree to that.
mhm,
I honestly like I'm someone who just loves to work. I can't sit at home. I'm just a
mhm,
person who just hop around and do different things. So it
mhm,
was good experience and major difference that I feel my career graph has made is for me to be working with my dad, which I always thought that if I ever do see, I would only be working with him and not be in a corporate world. And
mhm.
then ending up here in this corporate world, oh my God,
Yeah,
what a shift it has been. Do
yeah.
I have any complaints about it? I would say no, because
Mhm.
uh, in basic Indian practice that my dad is in, you learn it in different aspects. You learn how to handle clients, you learn how to handle business.
Yeah, yeah.
Here
It's good. Yeah,
in corporate, you honestly learn how to handle people.
right, right. And that's the important thing I would say. Like you're working with
Yeah,
different kind of people and getting to know about
yeah,
different personalities. So great. That is great, I would say. And you have worked with different sort of people, and one get to know about like there are different sort of people and different personalities, and we learn so much. So that's there. Having said that, uh, I know like you're the right person to ask this question. So Ishita, since I have seen your journey very closely, and I know you have done practice, and then you after a very long period of time you moved to Big Four, then you moved to Big Ten, and then you moved to corporate, and now you are working in US with one of the Big Ten firms. So if like you have done it all, bro, you have done it all, and if someone has to choose what they should do, and I think you can really guide them because you have had the flavors of all of the things what a chartered accountant can do, and you have done it all. So how one should select if if, if I have to ask from you?
Hmm. Well, I know you say like I've done it all, and you're making me sound old, which I'm not.
No, no, you are not.
But just to answer your question, like moving
Mhm,
to practice was an organic move for me because my dad has one. So
mhm,
that had always been a goal for me, just that to work with my dad, grow his business up, be the typical, the business family person that I am.
mhm.
Corporate was a move that life actually threw at me, and I just went with the flow. Honestly, like was for joining corporate my plan? Like no, but something
Mhm.
that I did because I so it was just going through the flow. Having said that, I would say that it always depends on what means a person has, what desires, what expectations they have from their life.
Mhm.
So, given an instance where someone comes from a family background where earning money or
Mhm.
making a name for themselves is more important at that stage of their life that they're entering into the world of business, job, whatever it is. I would say setting up a practice of their own, working for themselves. It takes a lot
Mhm.
of time, especially in the times which we are in now, because setting up a practice is like you have to, let's just say, give it 5 years with bare minimum of
Right.
income that will
Right.
only survive. So if
Yeah.
you come from a family background with wherein earning money is a priority, or
Mhm.
having good income is something that you
Yeah.
really need, then I would
Mhm.
say joining the corporate is a better option.
Better.
But
Mhm.
if you are someone who has everything, let's just not say has everything, but has lesser of the responsibilities and just can take a bet on yourself and you're confident
Mhm.
about yourself that
Mhm.
you can make this whole thing into a business. You know how to retain people, you know how to connect with people,
Yeah.
make those
Yeah.
relationships, retain those
Mhm.
relationships.
Yeah.
Then entering into a practice is not a bad option. At the same time, my experience is something which, if I have to share it, I've learned a lot while joining into corporate. I know for one thing that if ever I have to go back work with my dad again, I can
Mhm.
just open a whole different vertical of global services
Right.
because
Right.
I have an experience of working globally. I have worked with Big Four, I've worked with Big Ten, all in different geographies, and right now in the States. Yeah, that gives me a lot of exposure. At the same time, if I go in the market now and tell people, okay, I want to open my own practice, I want to do this, I want to do that, people would
Mhm.
look at my CV, my resume, and would be like, okay, she has hands-on experience, she knows what she's doing. So there's no fixed answer to your question as to what a person should do, but I feel like it always depends on what your life is at that stage.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I had different plans. Uh, I am doing different things right now. So
Mhm.
it is what it is. There is no fixed answer. There is no, fixed checklist that you have to do. Just go
Mhm.
with the flow. Just define what your life focus is. For me, working
Right.
is my life focus. I would just love to work anywhere. I don't
Yeah.
want to be dependent on anyone for like money. So
I know
if it
that.
is, if it
I
is.
know that. Yeah. So I know you love to work and you work day and night. You work like crazy. Can't do that much work and you know that as well. Since you have talked about that, like you can open your practice and can have a vertical called global services. And right now you are in the US. And I think it's a good question to ask. Like it's a booming industry nowadays. Chartered accountant going global nowadays and helping people from US, UK, Netherlands while being based in India itself. So what do you think? Like in the upcoming 5 years, do you see chartered accountants working for the people from the US? Like I'm asking for the mass population, not the 2-3% people who is already doing that.
Yep.
So okay, you see that like chartered accountant will be working with the people from the US itself while being based in India.
I think that that's one thing that
Mhm.
people are able to do. A lot of people are also doing these things nowadays.
Mhm.
At
Mhm.
the same time, not to say it
Mhm.
out there, but India, China, we're cheap. Okay. It
Okay, so you are
costs
saying
way less.
we are going cost effective. We are very cost effective. Okay, okay,
It's for them, right? It's not for us.
right.
For us, it's always like so. We are a bunch of people who have higher level of IQ. We are smarter bunch.
Mhm.
Okay. At
Mhm.
the same time, we don't we don't cost them a lot. So
Mhm.
why not?
Right, right. Since you're working there, Ishita, like I'm coming from a very basic understanding. I'm a chartered accountant and I have an ambition, like I want to work with people from the US itself. So, what kind of changes do you think the chartered accountant should do? Like, do they require any degrees like CPA? Did you face one more question? Did you face any challenge like since you are a chartered accountant and not having CPA, does it affect your career there? And so, do chartered accountant needs more credentials like CPA, or is there anything else they should change in their working style so that they can be more global centric, so that they can be more US centric.
Well,
Yeah,
to answer your
if you can
question,
guide us.
no,
Hmm.
that is not a requirement. Even like how we have SEC guidelines over here, a chartered accountant can be a
Hmm.
manager, a chartered accountant
Hmm.
can be a partner in a global audit. So that is not something that is required legally. So
Hmm.
getting an additional degree, a big no. But having knowledge of US GAAP, US GAM, or US taxation for that matters, that
Mhm.
will of course need, because even if you're practicing in India, being a CA, you would need to keep yourself updated with the latest company laws, latest tax norms, latest updates that the government is throwing your way. So if you're working globally, you can do practice globally. Keeping yourself updated to those global changes, global methodologies, and updates is something that you
Mhm.
would need, but an additional degree, it's a
Mhm.
waste. It's a
Ah,
cost.
so you're
Also, that
saying.
depends
Mhm.
on
Mhm.
what kind of venture you're trying to enter into. Because most of the people who initially enter into, they don't enter into audits. They enter into accounting. At the same time, if you're entering into an audit and you're entering into an audit with a CPA firm in states,
Mhm. Mhm.
one thing is for sure, they will not let you sign as a manager, as a partner. You're just doing a job over there. So
Right.
why waste that money? CPA is not required. You are intelligent. Your CA provides you that bandwidth to
Mhm.
sign off the
Mhm.
manager as a partner.
Mhm. Mhm.
That is not something that is required. But
Okay.
depends on what kind of other counterpart engagement, other counterpart firm that you're working with, and
Mhm.
what their preference would be.
Right. Right. Yeah. Just one thing to add in here itself. Like we have ambition. Like everybody thinks. Like I also think I also want to do this thing in the long term. Like sometimes thoughts came this way. But getting a first client is very difficult. Like how one should approach people, even while being based in India. Do they have to travel to US and meeting people there? So how to get the first client? So that's the big thing I would say. You get
Yeah,
one,
I
you can fulfill your basic need with the money you are earning. But if you are not having any clients, so and the waiting period is quite long. Like you're trying but not getting the result. So how one should target the clients there?
to answer your question, it's a
Mhm.
honestly, it's a matter of patience
Mhm.
because you. So it's not easy to get a client in India as well. Like
Mhm.
you have to get a lot of clients, you have to meet a lot of people, maybe get some
Mhm.
connections, use that networking, utilizing that you create to
Mhm.
get a client, even in India. So if you're talking about global practice, it's as difficult. What makes it harder is the difference in our time zones, the difference in our
Mhm.
locations,
Mhm.
geography, everything. But at the same time, I feel like if you are in a practice and you're getting a client globally, the best part that you can do is just share your resume or your company's portfolio with the client in such a way that it gives them a confidence of A, you have a team who can handle
Mhm.
these things, B, you yourself are knowledgeable about these things, and C, if they give you work, you would be accountable for the work that you have. So if you can just give them a confidence, I think it's all a matter of patience and keeping a watch and just putting your efforts in. Someone would
Mhm.
put their trust in you. So you
Mhm.
have to be patient. It's as hard to find a client in Indian market as it is in global market. It's
Mhm.
always about how you gain a person's confidence. Yeah.
Right. Right. So you're saying one have to be very patient and
Yeah.
show what they are doing in the right way, show their portfolio of services and be patient and you will eventually gonna get results. Right. Right.
Yeah.
So that's nice. That's nice. And since Ishita, you have worked with both sides, both of the sides, like India as well, US as well. Anything you feel we don't have anything here in India, like that should be better? Any practice you think that can be implemented from US in India, or anything you feel we are doing a very great thing in India, but it's not there in US, like it should be there. Like it can be from both sides.
Oh well, my experience tells me one that is very clear, and that is one thing that I've been very vocal about
Hmm.
is
Hmm.
that you need to be more client facing to understand your client better,
Hmm.
to understand their business better, to build those relationships. While in the States, I've realized one thing that when I work with the same client that I have worked while in India, there's a
Hmm.
whole different perspective of that client into my questions, my considerations, whatever I'm asking. Being in the States, they take me seriously because they know who I am. They
Hmm.
know what I'm asking, where I'm coming from. But being in India, that leverage somehow waves off. Okay. So I feel like if we are trying to build something or an offshore or onshore model,
Hmm.
one thing that we should make sure is at least the senior management, the
Hmm.
assistant managers, the managers, the senior managers. they should at least be the one who should be more client facing, maybe virtually,
Mhm.
maybe the visit cloud, visiting, whatever it is. Client relationship building should be one thing that should be there.
Mhm.
So because that's one thing that gives you a better understanding of the client, makes you perform better, lets you understand a lot of things that you would not be able to. Because when things are related to you, it becomes a game of Chinese because something will always be left. You would not be able to get every understanding. Something will be
Right.
left in the
Right.
chain of conversation. So
Mhm.
that game of Chinese whisper, it's not helpful for anyone. So maybe that's one thing that I feel. Also, the other thing is people here in the States are pretty straightforward. They just say it on it.
Ah.
They would not care about your feelings or emotions, whatever. If you're good, they'll say it
Mhm.
on your face. If you're bad, they'll say it on your face. So that's
Yeah.
one thing that I honestly appreciate. Like,
Okay,
okay,
you appreciate this
I
thing.
do.
Yes.
I honestly
Right.
do because I am like that. I'm like, okay, I don't like this. This kind of work is shit.
Mhm.
That's a
Mhm.
good way. At the same
Mhm.
time, this is good job. So give it to me straight. So rather than waiting for the whole assignment to be over and then giving me
Uh-huh.
the
Uh-huh.
back, I would appreciate give it to me straight, like right there, right now, right now.
Mhm.
The people here are pretty straightforward. They don't believe in hiding their emotions. They don't believe in
Mhm.
hiding their thoughts. They will just tell you on your face. So that also their perspective is if I'm telling you this thing and you improve on it, you're good at the job. If I'm telling you this thing
Mhm.
and you're ignoring me, you just suck on your job. So it is
Yeah.
one thing.
Yeah. To be very honest, I'm a kind of very indirect person. Like for me, it's quite difficult to say things. Like I can be kind of honest, but I would just say like we could do this way. That would be better instead of saying it directly. Like it hurts. So I would rather suggest instead of saying it directly. But yes, everybody has their own style of communicating. So it's good. Like you
I mean,
appreciate it.
honestly, my inclination is not their rude or anything
Mm-hmm.
like that. It's more like
Mm-hmm.
they're direct. Doesn't matter like if it's a partner that's talking to you, doesn't matter if it's a senior manager that's talking to you, doesn't matter. They're pretty, I would say, straightforward. They would not be rude to you, but at the same time, they would not be, kind and be pacifying you when you are not good at your job. So they are just straightforward. They will just tell you on your face, okay, this is not good. You gotta
Mm-hmm.
do something differently. And if it's
Mm-hmm.
good, they will just tell you on your face, okay, this is pretty good. So keep doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
that
Right.
kind of approach that should be there. Like if you're bad, just be bad. And they're
Mm-hmm.
giving you an opportunity to be better
Mm-hmm.
because your
Yeah.
the job uncertainty is pretty high. So like, I've seen
Ah.
people being laid off in my tenure. There are people
Oh.
one day they were right there with me sitting right beside my desk, and the next day they're not there.
Oh
So
my God.
I think that also comes
It's
from being
everywhere.
straightforward.
I would say it's everywhere nowadays. It's happening everywhere.
Huh. In India, it's pretty different. Like, they would tell you things and then they would put you in for VIP and
Yeah. Yeah.
then
You have
something.
2 to 3 months.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a long process. Here, it's not because for them, they believe that they're telling you things straightforward on your face. If
Mhm.
you're not improving, when the layoff cycle comes, you're the first one to go.
Oh, that's quite
Yeah.
direct. That's quite direct, and it shows in their corporate culture as well.
Yeah.
So let's move to another topic then. Any advice, Ishita, for any student who thinks like finance is their forte? Anyone who is starting their career in finance? Any advice for them who thinks like they should do CA, CPA, ACCA? Any
Okay.
advice for them?
So honestly,
Or
for me,
also wanted to go into abroad like you, want to work in the abroad like you. So any advice for them?
well, that's one thing. But I would just say one thing. That the times that we're entering into, your
Mhm.
degrees, your qualification, your education, they hold no value. What will hold value is your skill sets. Honestly, I'm telling you.
Uh,
You can do
right.
whatever you want, but
Mhm.
if you're not skillful, if you're not in line with the market, the economy, the growth, everything,
Mhm.
doesn't matter if you're a CA, or CPA, CMA, ACCA, whatever. What
Mhm.
matters is what kind of skill and knowledge you bring to the table. Your
Mhm.
degree might give you an initial start on a push,
Mhm.
especially if you're in audit, tax, consulting, whatever
Mhm.
line you're entering into, because
Mhm.
there are some guidance, some rules, legal requirements that
Mhm.
you need to
Mhm.
have certain sort of degree to just sign off or be the designated signer
Mhm.
and stuff like that. But if you don't have those skill sets, if that's not something that you really want to do and you're just doing because you want a degree, and I would say do not.
Mhm. Okay.
there are a lot of things. If you have finance and you are good with IT, tech, computers,
Mhm.
build on that. Enter into fintech.
Right.
You might not be that good with numbers, but you're good with IT. But if your
Right.
chosen field is finance, so why
Mhm.
not enter into fintech? At the same time, so that's exactly my point. Honestly, to summarize it all, that if you have a different skill set,
Mhm.
just build on that skill set and get yourself a degree in that skill set. Because in coming times, none of it will matter. Give it 10 years, I'm telling you. Give it 10 years. Every degree would not matter. We are dealing with Gen Zs these days. They
Right.
don't care.
Yeah.
They honestly don't care about anything. They
Mhm.
know how to
Mhm.
make money. And
Mhm.
also, for them, money is not the matter. They really love their work life balance, personal,
Mhm.
private, professional life, personal
Mhm.
life to be separate for them. And they want to learn things which make sense to them.
Mhm.
So with the times that we are entering into, when these Gen Zs becomes managers, senior managers in coming 10
Mhm.
years, your skill set is what's going to matter.
Right. Right. So, what are the skills that appreciate more there, and that you think one should have that? Like being in the finance, like these are the major skills one should have, apart from the degree. It should be there, the basic ones.
Well, I am into audit majorly. So for me,
Mm-hmm.
assurance practice, the one skill set that you need to have is you need to be pretty much in line with the latest updates with the
Understand it.
methodology, GAM, gap,
Yeah.
whatever is happening around. At the same time, if you're working into a certain industry, you should need to understand how the market conditions are affecting your industry.
Mm-hmm.
If you're working in oil fields and everything, we know the war is affecting that oil field, oil industry, the petroleum industry pretty much very
Mm-hmm.
rapidly. So if you're working into the petroleum industry, you need to understand, okay, this is how my market is going. So the skill set is something I would say is you just need to understand the audit,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yeah.
the knowledge base that you need to have is these macroeconomics, microeconomic things that you need to know at the same time, the latest updates, the
Right.
boards are doing and everything. So that those are a few things that you need to keep yourself updated. And it's a growing pace. You need to learn every day, every time, every month.
Right. Right.
So just be open to learn.
Yeah. So one should have the knowledge of the subject matter or the field they want to work in. So
Yep.
and all the skills required to do the job. You should have that. How is the work life balance feels there, Ishita, in the US? Is it good there? Or is it like us in India?
Well,
Like you work day and night. I know that, and you are always like that. So I'm not asking about you, but I'm just asking in general.
it's almost like the, I would say corporate has this method of pushing people to learn these things, right? There are mandatory trainings and stuff like that that you have to.
Mhm.
So corporate has a way of pushing it around. So I
Mhm.
honestly have not come across anyone who would not be learning these things, because if they would not be,
Mhm.
they're the first one to be laid off. So
Um,
you
so
have to do that.
yeah,
Uh, at the same time, I have not found a big difference between people here and people in India. Everyone are
so you
pretty
have to work. It's almost same there as well. Like people are working there a lot. I understand. Yeah, so it happens. I have also heard about the same. Just wanted to know from you as well, like about your experience. So let's talk about you as well, Ishita. Since I know your journey, I have seen your journey very closely. And as a person, I had a very great food at your home. It's like in the morning, I'm just going to your home, like Ishita, breakfast, please. And while coming to office, I'm again going to your home, like Ishita, dinner, please. And your house is always full of books. Like you read a lot, and I know like that thick book you can just read in 3 to 4 hours. Like you just have one flight, and in another flight you have just completed that book, and you make great paintings. Like if you can share it with me, I will attach it here. Like you're a good and great painter as well. Like you're working day and night. How you are getting so much time and doing so many things apart from your work? What are the things you are doing differently though?
well. I've not done anything in like past 5 months because I've been so busy, honestly.
Hmm. Hmm.
But for me, it's like it's my me time. Like, if I need
Hmm.
space, I just pick something, maybe read a book, maybe paint a painting,
Hmm.
or
Hmm.
anything like that. It just all depends on what kind of mood I am. If I'm not in the mood to just learn, make my brain do hard wiring kind of thing, then I would just faint. If I'm in the middle of maybe reading, I'll just read. So it totally depends on it, what kind of a mood I am in. But for me, these are like the things that I do when I'm in my free time. Like I need my
Mhm.
space, I need anyone, I just need to read. So for me, this is my me time kind of a thing, and that I love everything. I mean, I can do anything. You take me out to a club, I party. You
Mhm.
put me in front of like 10 unknown people, I come out making friends as well. So
Mhm. Yeah, that's
I,
there. I know that. Yeah, yeah,
you know
that's
how we
always
met.
there. Right. Yeah.
I literally
I believe
post
now you have
myself.
lived at multiple places and everybody, you are making friends there and have good people there. So that's also, you also have that skill. Yeah, but you're doing great, Ishita. Like, I don't have that sort of skill. I can't make good food or a good painting. Yeah, but I'm doing different things. I know, but like you're doing quite a lot. And even you're working day and night and you work very hard. So that's good, I would say.
You're
And I'm
reading,
just,
Ishan. I know. You have started reading.
yeah, I have started it, but I'm just reading 20 to 30 pages a day before going to bed, and you're just completing a book in a day in 3 to 4 hours. So,
Okay.
yeah,
So
that's
see, I
different.
started reading when I was like 10 or 11 years old.
Mhm.
So I developed that habit like when I was pretty young. So if you're
Mhm.
developing it now,
Mhm.
you can't get there. So there is no comparison, sir. You are just
Right, right. Yeah,
inculcating
yeah,
a new habit,
right,
and it's a good habit.
right, right.
You know, I have a lot
Comparison
of
is a
vices
thief
as
of
well.
joy. Yeah, right, right. So, how does it shapes you as a professional? Does reading helps you in like you're academically sound as well? You have done your CA in quite a young age. So, does it help you academically as well? That your reading habit?
I don't know, like
Mhm.
I like to read books, but if you
Mhm.
ask me to give the financial, oh my god, no, sorry, not something I should say, but yeah, well, it does.
Yeah.
Like it just improves my reading speed and like my understanding
Mhm.
speed. So like, reading does help you over there. Like,
Mhm.
at
Mhm.
the same time, if you have a like big document, you're reading a document, anything
Mhm.
like that, that does
Mhm.
come in handy. So, but at the same time, I feel like we have so many AI tools nowadays that do I need to use
Correct.
that? I would just put that in my AI tool and be like, oh, okay, summarize it for me. And
Right. So I just
maybe
like one thing, like reading financial also gives you pain. So it's good. It's the same for us then. So that this will be a last question from my side, I would say. If if you already knew what kind of life you are living right now, what would you have done differently, Sita?
not done see. You know,
Could you
I never wanted
Yeah,
to leave.
I know your story. I know your story. But still, if I gave you a chance, like we still have time, we can still do the things. Then you are already doing the things you wanted to do earlier. So, and I believe it's just an additional thing you have done. She is good in very ways as well. In many ways, like it shapes me a different kind of person. It helps me in my career. So it's good as well. So anything that you would have done differently.
But jokes apart, honestly, I would say that I am really like grateful for everything that
Mhm.
God has given me. Like I've had a very good life. Honestly, like,
Right.
no complaints on that.
Mhm.
One thing that if you ask me, I would have done differently.
Mhm.
Would have been that I think I would have made a strong standpoint of whether I wanted to incorporate from the very beginning of my career or not.
Ah,
Because I feel like though I am in corporate right now, I always feel like I could have had a better head start if I had joined my corporate right after my team.
fun.
Yeah. So that's one thing that I feel like I would have done differently. But at the same time, I feel like I don't want to change it because when I worked with my dad, it made me understand business more. And when you grow
Right,
up in London, you need to understand business more than understanding audit.
right, right. It helps you in many
Yeah.
ways.
So that's what
Yeah,
you are needed for. Because when you grow up in London, business is what you need.
right, right. So you would want to start your corporate journey earlier. That's the
If I have to,
right.
I'm a bit
Right.
dicey over there. I'm like, do I want to? I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, you're good with people. I would say like managing people, relationship building. You're the sort of person, very jolly and lovely person. So that's your forte. So you are good at that. So thank you. I know you have to go and you want to go somewhere. So I'm quite So I was quite direct with my questions. I have prepared a very long list of questions for you that I'm going to ask you all. But I know, yeah, I know you have to.
Well, I
You
can
wanted to
answer
go.
all your questions, Ishan. I have no
Mhm.
problem in that, but I have to rush right now because
Yeah,
someone is
I know.
literally waiting for me out there.
Right, right. So thank you so much,
Thank
Ishita,
you.
and I know it will help many people. The things you have shared, insight you have shared. So thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate that to have you on this podcast.
Would it really help people? I think I can just tell people what I have done. But at the same time, if it does, I am grateful. If it does
Yeah,
not, right, my name might be reflecting somewhere on the screen. You might find me on LinkedIn.
yeah, yeah. And guys, if you will be having any questions from Ishita, she will be happy to help
Yeah.
your question. Right.
Thank you,
Okay.
Ishan, for having me.
Yeah, yeah. Thank
I
you
know you
so
wanted
much.
to do this thing for so long now.
Yeah, yeah. Even
All
we
the
could do
best.
that in person. Yeah, but thanks for accepting my request to do this very early.
So
Really
we can
appreciate it.
definitely do that in person anytime that you want. Just let
Yeah,
me be back in India soon,
yeah, yeah,
and then
yeah.
we'll do it.
Yeah, we'll see you soon, Ishita, then. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you
Bye.
for having me.
Bye bye.